All right, everybody. Hey, how y'all doing? Welcome to Vestigials Tarot. Hope everybody is well. Okay, so um, today is July the 19th, 2024, and your title today is Saturn Energy Check-In. Now, remember, I kept saying that we was gonna every now and then have some Saturn check-in days. And I believe today needs to be one of them. I did not post anything yesterday because the readings were continuously being repetitive about the masculine energy. And it's going to keep being that. I really need to, like I said, just do a masculine reading to find out like what is going on with just the masculine shift. Um, it's a lot going on with the masculines. I don't know. I mean, I'm getting its and bits of information as downloads about it, but I got to be careful on how I relate it in my videos. Yes. So, um, because I don't want them coming for your girl. Okay. Let's see. Now, I'm hearing some things allegedly about the current person who is running this nation will be dropping out of the race. But that already came out in our reading. If you're new here, make sure you go and check out some of my other videos that I did. In the titles, you will see hashtag election or debate. I believe I put election or debate in the title. And the reading is going to be about the former and the current person. And that was about probably 3 weeks ago, I believe. It's July, right? So it was toward the middle or end of June. All of my videos is gonna be up under the live, okay? Because I rarely upload. I mostly go live. So scroll over to live and you'll see all of my current videos. Um, so one title was election, and that pretty much told y'all what and who was going to be happening. Okay. Hey Reese, babe. Um, when I did that election video, the top row was the former and the current was at the bottom. The top row, the former person got the star card. hmm Anytime you get the star card, it's a yes. Whether you feel, and I'm biased. Okay. I'm not here for one or the other, but I just read what my cards tell me. Now, if you are a regular subscriber or moderator, then we had a reading just a couple of days ago where two Wheel of Fortune cards came out, and I said that it would be a change of fate. If you remember, you remember. Because I held them up to the camera. They came out in two different decks, and I said the Wheel of Fortune is about to change fate. Now, some of you may not believe that, or whatever the case may be, but it also comes into play, and this was before even what happened the other day, a change of fate. Now, what I'm saying is because of those fate cards or Wheel of Fortune cards that came out, that's why something did not go fully into what somebody was trying to have done. It's because of those Wheel of Fortune and the Star card. Now, I also feel that, according to my readings, a lot of things that people in this realm is doing when it comes to changing and interchanging realities with certain things and machines and stuff like that. I feel has, yes, altered um, timelines. hmm This is why, again, the Wheel of Fate cards came out. Now, some of you, watching social media and things like that, relate a lot of things to TV shows and stuff like that that happened back in the 90s. And those, TV shows allegedly was predicting throughout their programming and directing of different TV shows that lasted 10, 15 years, um, a certain fate of a person. One thing you can't mess with, which is Source. Okay. Source run everything, regardless of whoever sketch a cartoon out and put it on a TV show and try to make it this reality. I feel with the change in the dimensions in the timeline is what altered this. And this is why my reading showed the two Wheel of Fortune cards and a change of fate. Okay, my readings and my downloads don't come from um, this realm or this reality or from any other human being. It comes from my ancestors and it comes from um, another place, okay? Another entity. So, what my reading showed was a change of fate. And I'm just going to leave it like that. I'm going to leave it like that because I don't want to say too much. So, be realistic. I feel that this is what is going to be or is happening as a collective. We're becoming more realistic. This is what Saturn is showing us as being retrograde. Okay. Um, it's time to be in the real. It's time to be a realist. When it comes to your home, your finances, your your work, your career, the money that you're intaking, the money that you're having to give out, what you're having left, what's in your checking, your savings, what is going to be the fate of your family or your children that are still young, what is going to be the fate for you, okay? And remember that this is a collective reading, this is not a personal. So, overall, people are becoming a more having uh, no choice but to be more of a realistic approach and theory. Okay, coming out of a kind of Neptune or because Neptune can be a very dreamy state, whether you feel that people are up under a spell or um, just don't want to see, don't want to be a realist, want to stay walking around in a dreamy state, don't want to see stuff for what it really is, because some people will remain like that. But then you have other people that will or always was a realist. hmm So this is what's happening. And us as a collective is now not having a choice but to be more concerned. Whatever you're being more concerned about, whether it's love, relationship, a marriage, a partnership that you're in, a business partnership that you're in, being more concerned about your home, food, the way of living, the cost of living, education, transportation, housing, whatever the case may be. You see that? This is what is happening now. This is what is happening now. More than few people now, um, because it takes the biggest energy of like Saturn to go retrograde, which it rarely does, yes, for people to become awakened, to see all of the hard work that they have been constantly putting in and doing over years. It can be time period. Okay, because Saturn is more of a 10 to 20 year aspect more than the other planets in energy. Okay, that's how big boy Saturn is. Saturn is Kala. Kala means time. So we have been, as a collective, having to wait, and whoever put us in this energy, you can say elites, you can say people over elites, you can name it whatever you want to name it. But the point is that us as a collective, during this time that we had to wait for progress, we were supposed to be coming together. Okay, not only coming together, but individually, we were supposed to be gaining maturity. Maturity comes with age. Um, a lot of times, but you can have younger people that are mature. I am a product of that, where I was very mature early on, but I do take into account this type of gift that I have. Um, and also having like Saturn energy in my chart. Oh, hey, how are you? You're new here. You're so welcome. Make sure you check out my other videos that I did already 2 weeks ago, called Paperwork, 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 and Unfinished Business. Look up under my live playlist and you'll see those. And those was my latest two videos that I did regarding Saturn. Okay. Um, so yes, as us as a collective have had a lot of limits imposed. Even if I'm just talking about you individually, you can understand and see where I'm coming from. Okay, no matter how much you try, no matter what you do, how many hours you work, how much you try to make something work in a relationship, how much you say yes, yes, yes to something or somebody, it's always some type of limits that won't let you cross over the threshold, right? Even if you're trying to do entrepreneurship and you're getting higher and higher, you're getting better and better, then something comes into play which make you either have to scratch everything or take you back to the drawing board. But it just seems like everything keeps requiring you to put more work and effort. That's Saturn energy. Now a lot of people that don't go by um or don't want to know or feel that the energy of planets, if they're real or not, or if they have any, say so into our human life. I'm not here to debate or say, try to change anybody's mind about anything. Um, but I just know that stuff. You're surely right. You are surely right. Um, I am. Thank you, Reese. I am a first house ruled by Saturn, so I grew up with hard lessons, whether I wanted it or not. Okay, everybody don't have a Saturn ruled first house, so I was always a type of person that puts a lots of pressure and things that just happen in my life that I even asked for. Um, and so I'm just built with Saturn, okay, inside of my intellect. I'm Capricorn Aquarius, but I have a rising as a earth sign of Virgo and an Aries moon. So just even having those three inputs alone, okay, is what and who make me who I am. Okay, when it comes to hard work, effort, um, a little OCD when it comes to details and making things right and things like that. But when you really truly learn of what your chart is and realize who you are, and I do mean not your birth certificate, That is something man made that don't have anything to do with your chart. And part of this being realistic, you're going to come to a point where you want to gain more knowledge and insight and clarity about who you are, not this reality or this realm or other people telling you who you are. So, for people who want to indulge and want to know um, what your Vedic sidereal or Jasti sign would be, I'm not affiliated with Cosmic Insight, but I have the downloads already for you in the description area and in my About section down at the bottom. It's free. You just put in the regular information. If you do know your time of birth, that will be great. But if you don't, then just put 12 noon. Okay. But put your city, state, country, name, and birthday. And in Vedic, it will show you what your sun sign would be. And it's going to be, for a lot of you, it's going to be different than your Western. But don't be scared of that. When you kind of look at it, you're going to quickly have an aha moment. Like, wow, so this is why I'm like this. This is why I like that. This is why I prefer to live in this country or this state. This is why I like to read. This is why I'm really very good with computers. The more you really learn who you are, then that's the first step of becoming more realistic. Okay. Now, the birthday is not going to be too much off from Western than Vedic. It's going to be like a 2 week difference. So, some of you that really think you're an Aquarius, you may actually be a Capricorn. Some of you that may be a Capricorn, you may actually be a Sag because of that 2 week difference. The birthday changes every 15th, 14th, 15th of the month. Okay. So, um, for example, I'll use myself. In Western, I would be an Aquarius, but in Vedic, I'm a Capricorn. But my characteristics are very much Aquarius. You know, being eccentric, like to go out, very creative, very love to use my imagination. But when it comes to work, when it comes to whatever I do for work, when it comes to job, career, effort, punctuality, all of that type of stuff, my Capricorn is there. You get what I'm saying? But I would always keep thinking like, well, all of me is not all of what an Aquarius, what they say is. So I always wondered, like, I can't just be an Aquarius. I have to be a little bit of something else. But society make you feel like you're only one zodiac sign, which you're not. I teach people here all the time, you're all 12. Yes, you are. You're all 12. You have a little bit of each zodiac sign within you, okay? Whether it's the fire, the earth, the air, or the water. Quick example before we put the cards out. Um, when it comes to doing things that you really love to do, let's say um, you like tennis, okay? When you go to the tennis court and play tennis, you're using your fire sign. Now, whichever one it is, that's going to be according to your chart, okay? But you are going to have characteristics of one of the three fire signs. When you are loving on your nephew or loving on your niece, or if you don't have any of those, when you are if you have children or a child, when they fall and hurt their knee, or they come and sit up under you on the sofa, or if they sick, the nurturing or the love, let's just say maybe you marry or have a partner you live with, when you are being very close and kissy poo and all of that stuff with them, that's your water sign of you coming out. Whichever one of the three you are, Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. So you get where I'm going. But society wants to put into your brain that you're only one, and you're just stuck in that energy or of that conception that you're only one zodiac sign and you have nothing else as any other 11 one of those. Okay. But let's keep going. I try and teach people here on my channel. That's why a lot of my videos do be longer than other people. My gift, which sometimes can be a hassle, is I guess a spiritual teacher. I really want to evolve even more. Um, but as time go on, I would love to have a guru that I can go to and learn even more and take things to other levels. But I'm just going to continue to do what my ancestors and my source, and I say source instead of God because I try not to offend some people. So I say source. Okay, but I truly believe in God. That's my first. And I really feel that if God didn't want me to do this, He wouldn't give me, that entity would not give me the information of foresight. Okay, so don't know why I had to go into all of that spiel, but let's go. Let's continue, okay? But like I said, if you have seen the other videos, whatever happening right now already came out on my reading. I just didn't name the person for whatever because I don't want them to flag my channel. I've been on YouTube. October will be 7 years. And that's a lot of work to just have my whole channel taken down because of naming names. But let your third eye and your wisdom look and understand the reading, and you'll get what I'm saying. Yes? Okay. So let's go ahead and get another one because we already are talking about Saturn energy. But, oh, really? Well, you was guided to this channel because this is all I do. From day one, I was compelled to start to learn about Vedic. I don't use a lot of the proper names because I don't want to confuse or deter or lose a lot of my subscribers or moderators. So I try to use layman terms or just try to say things another way, but still using the transits and stuff like that when it comes to relaying the reading. Okay. So we got Sagittarius here at the bottom. Now in Vedic, the former person that you already know when it comes to your head. When I say former, I would see them as a Taurus, not a Gemini. And the current person, I would see them as a Scorpio. Was it a Scorpio? Yeah, a Scorpio. Now in Western, they would be something else. Okay, but I don't know why I'm on them still. But this is a Saturn energy check-in. But we're going to talk about us first. Or whatever comes out, comes out. So we got Saturn and Gemini. Now, what's the day? The 18th. 3 days ago, the sun moved from Gemini into Cancer. So Cancer season for my channel will be July the 15th through August the 15th. And then it will move to Leo. Okay. So what has been happening for you has been a lot of information has been coming to you. Okay. In order for you to um, take something or to complete something. The Saturn retrograde is about unfinished business. So a lot of you will be having people way back from your past coming back to you. It can be somebody recent. And when I say recent, if they've been in your life a year or under, okay, anything 2 years or over is the past for me. That's how I read. Oh yeah. So unfinished business. Somebody from a long time ago probably will be contacting you. I still will give it till November, um, because Saturn is retrograde up until November the 4th. But then we also got Mercury retrograde in a couple of days, August the 4th, okay, for about 20 something days. So from now up until November, you will have somebody from your past to contact you, whether you like it or not, because it's still unfinished business. Whether apologies needs to be done, whether whatever type of unfinished business that needs to happen. Now, that also will include paperwork. It will, you will continue to get information that you need. Let me see. And things that you have been wondering about will start to come to the surface. For example, if some of you have been dating and the other person wasn't really giving you a lot of information, they really wasn't trying to take things to the next level. They seem very secretive. Um, they didn't really communicate in your eyes on what you really wanted to hear so that you can make a valid decision. That's about to change also. Okay, so let's go ahead and get these cards out. I took a lot of time in the beginning talking, but y'all know that ain't nothing new. But people who fast forward or click off, those are the ones that needs to stay kind of much on the western side because they're not ready for my channel. They're not ready. Saturn is about patience. And if you're Saturn ruled, you understand that. If you have Saturn anywhere in your chart, you require or have a lot of patience. Now, when you finally do get upset, you take action and you do something about it. But you really have a lot of patience. The letter P is associated with Saturn. Pressure, patience, perseverance, um, also can be political. I seen this card flip, which is the seeker, the dowsing rods. I seen it flip in reverse. So let's remember that Gemini third house is about um, courage, willpower, and communication. It is mercurial, Mercury. Some of you may have Virgo, Gemini in your chart, Aquarius, Capricorn, or Sagittarius. And then we got projection. Like I said, some of you are not really seeking for anything or anybody for them to come towards you and project how they feel or their feelings and emotions on you. Now, this is what is part of the unfinished business of what I'm saying. It's the scrying mirror, right? What you have been learning for the past 10 years, the past 20 years, and I understand that a lot of people that may watch my videos may be in their 20s or early 30s. So that will make you like, when you first had your first Saturn return or enter into your chart, a lot of you was 10, okay? Or 10 and then into your 20s. So this is very new for you. This is why this can be very how can I say it? This can be very fluctuating where it is confusing you. On 1 minute you up and then the next minute you're having to work very hard out of nowhere. You don't know where all this stuff is coming from. You're just being bombarded with this and that, and you got to do this task, you got to go here, you got to do this paperwork, you got to answer this phone call. Stuff is coming up from the past. You thought it was done and over with. Yeah, that's Saturn. So the people who are older, you already been having, a glimpse of what Saturn energy is. You just didn't probably know what it was. But this is a time now where your projection of yourself is going to be very important. Okay. Just give me a minute. I'm going to put the other card down and we're going to talk about. Okay, so we got first house, the body, which is Aries energy. And the message, like I was saying, a message coming through. Bottom of the deck is the clarity, the crystal ball in reverse. So, um, let me see. All right, so first body or first house of Aries is you, yourself, and I. If you want to remember the Beyonce song, you know, you, yourself, and I, some of you may need to go listen to it. Um, I'm not, I used to be a huge Beyonce fan, that until her music started to change. And so, therefore, I had to stop listening to it. So, um, but that's how you can remember first house. First house is all about your projection, it's all about you as a soul. Okay, who you are as a person, your personality, just like I was saying in the beginning, your personality, your persona, your characteristics, your physical body, your mindset, um, everything that makes you up as a walking around human being, all of that is first body. Now, it is in reverse. Right now, I feel that a lot of people are walking around without no clarity. And sometimes I do, even though I have this gift, because it's kind of like, but with me, I don't see the world with my regular eyes. I see the world now as my third eye. And that's something that a lot of you have to learn how to do, um, which is to use projection as third eye. Now, I used to talk a lot about perception and perspective. And when you perceive something, it doesn't necessarily make it fact. Okay. That is also, they're telling me, associated with a sense of projection. But if you look at things from a perspective, then you can be able to seek and to gain more clarity and knowledge. It's kind of like looking from things from the outside in instead of from the inside out. Because a lot of times in our first house, we like to stay in perception. Perception also can become a belief, and a belief is not necessarily something that you have to believe or is fact. Okay. So let's go ahead and put the tarot down. Oh, is that the Ace of Cups? It is, and it flipped in reverse. So what's happening here is when I see the Ace of Cups, first of all, the first thing for me is self-love. Then we will take it to the next step of somebody new coming in or renewing a love affair or union or something like that. Okay. But what needs to happen here is a lot of you is needing to see more about yourself. Also with the physical body in reverse. If it's pertaining to your health, your diet, your exercise, your food intake, particularly of what you're eating, whatever this needs or is, also emotional body, spiritual or religion, mental health, whatever this is, it seems like first of all, don't let other people's projection change who you are. Now, I know that's easily said, more than understood, but it does happen, especially with YouTube and TikTok and all these different social media platforms where you're watching this person do this, you're watching this person in a huge high rise building, and they're flashing these fancy cars and they keep buying outfits and clothes and taking all these lavish trips and all of this stuff. Watch projection, okay? Watch projection. Now, I see some of this is not affecting some of you, um, but I do see something here that is preventing you from, besides Saturn energy, I feel that this is about the true projection of yourself, about self love. This is seeming like it's coming across like a renewal of oneself. I don't feel that you're really seeking out to find it or to do it, but this is what the message is coming off across. Um, some of you will get this message or have got this message in your dreams, because some of you can also be Pisces here or Scorpio. But see that the message again. This is what I'm saying, because the message is already right here. And like I was saying, that some of you may be waiting on information. I already said that, right? When I showed you this information to explain, it's coming. It's gonna come here. Ace of Swords, and it's gonna be a yes. Some of you are also still torn about leaving a relationship. I feel that physically you don't want to be there. You're not looking for anybody or anything else. It's kind of like the clarity that you want is for you to tell yourself to go ahead and do it and to become it. Can also become to be free. Um, once you do this on your own timing, it's going to be, yes, you're going to feel more light like a feather. Mhm. The truth is already always within. You don't have to look for other people's projection to give you clarity and answers. You already have the answer. Even without watching my video or anybody else's video, you already have the answer. You already told yourself the answer of what you wanted and what you wanted to do. But sometimes you may allow projection to change your mind. Instead of allowing you to be spiritually being guided, you're are for some of you allowing different projections to change your mind. But that's about to change though. You will have victory and success. See, this is why this stuff right here keeps popping out. The strength, trying to, you know, gain clarity, wisdom, and insight. You're trying to be more spiritually being guided, but some people have a hard problem about allowing that to guide them. They want to interject their self, first house here, and to make those decisions. Sometimes you just have to allow things to just be what it is. Just allow things to be what it is. A lot of people like to change people's mind or change their perspective or change the way that they project to another person or allow other people's projections to change their inner answer. Okay. The strength card is here. Now, what's crazy is that Mercury is going retrograde in Leo, Vedic Sidereal. Probably Western would say in Virgo, but it's going to be Mercury retrograde in Leo in Jasti. Okay. So some of you will be gaining some type of information. It's going to be different for everybody, whether it's dealing to paperwork. Maybe some of you applied for a passport, a visa application. I do know that they just recently changed the law to immigrants that they will have to apply to stay here for the people who crossed over the border. I just seen that law the other day, and it's going to be very hard, the strength card, for people or the government to be able to implement this, because you're going to have a lot of immigrants that are going to be hiding under the surface or living with other people, still not being able to fully be documented. It's going to be a very hard struggle. Now, according to you, when you get this information, when you gain and get this clarity and this message, it's going to give you the strength to push you over to the next level. And that's what some of you are really wanting. Um, some of you are having a lot of outer body experiences in your dreams. So you're teleporting, also um, astral projecting. I don't know if you know that you are doing it. You've been having a lot of vivid dreams lately, and that is because of Saturn also being retrograde. Okay. But this person, whoever they are to you, is is requiring a lot of strength, tenacity, and courage for them to reach out to you. I feel that whoever this was to you, no, they haven't been coming towards you. No, they haven't really been messaging you. Some of you may have gotten a message, but it didn't clear up anything. And that's again, this person still having the courage and the willpower to really say their truth in this communication. It can be some limits that's still being imposed, not only on you, but this other person. And they're struggling to get through this. They also are struggling with their own inner truth. If there's something that you needed to know. When I say struggling with inner truth, there it go. The masculines keep coming out in my readings. But this person, let's go for a person you may be thinking about. Okay. This person is having a very hard time in leaving something or somebody or a situation behind them, and to go fully in their strength, to explain themselves to you, um, to be the truth, to walk the truth, um, to live the truth, and to come into this self-healing Ace of Cups in reverse, and or into this, how can I say it, into this true love type of epiphany. Now, this Seven of Swords does represent, it can self-sabotage. Yes, it's lying, cheating, and stealing, but the Seven of Swords also can be self-sabotaging. So when it comes down to you, what you, for some of you, can be struggling with is not to continue to self-sabotage yourself. This is what is really being up to the top of the surface while Saturn is retrograde. Um, by unfinished business now being taken care of. You understand? Because a lot of you could have been farther than what you are now, but you procrastinated. You, I'm not saying you didn't put the hard work in, you didn't do the work, you didn't do the effort, but for some of you, you could have been stronger, better, more tenacity, more courage, more willpower, more strength. And so while Saturn is retrograde, this is time for you to dig deeper down and get the strength that you need to get this victory. Ace of Swords. Whatever it's about. Whether it's about exercising, changing your diet regimen, um, getting rest, because I'm looking at the first house, which is the body, changing the way that you view or do projections, getting a hold on your mental health, also loving yourself even more, putting yourself first. Um, also, the Seven of Swords always return back to the scene. They do. So, like I said, somebody is going to come back towards you, even though they may have betrayed you. They may have even lied to you. And it could just be a lie that they didn't tell you everything of how they was feeling. It may not be necessarily a lie that they did something bad or cheated. Okay, that's going to be different for everybody. But again, giving this person another opportunity not to self sabotage, to come back towards you, have a conversation, and require the strength and the courage to do it. Okay, because if they don't, they self sabotage themselves. King of Swords. You see how all this communication cards are coming out? Now, this person, Seven of Swords, this is why they're looking this way. They're looking back at the King of Swords. And this is the revelation is the word I'm hearing to use. The sense of revelation within their self. The King of Swords automatically represents a truth teller, a communicator, getting down to the to cut out the fluctuation, to have a conversation and or debate, um, to tell it like it is. Now, the King of Swords also can represent a lawyer, a doctor, a mediator, um, a person in politics and or government, a judge, um, a teacher, a professor, anybody with some type of knowledge, with some letters behind their name, or they're very high in rank when it comes to communicating. Okay. But we all are the King of Swords. When you go to a job interview, what are you? The King of Swords, right? You see what I mean? Because either you did research for the job that you're looking for, but you have to turn yourself into a King of Swords energy. You have to articulate very clearly. You have to answer the questions. You have to talk, communicate, and or debate with the interviewer, with the boss, with the manager, the CEO. You have to get your expression across, right? And you don't also want to self-sabotage this. You don't want to lie. Um, but something is coming to you where some type of communication is about to had. Now, I feel that this is more of you, and this is the person looking back at you that they have left you already before. This is why you have two swords here. Um, without that conversation being had, which is the truth. Okay. It seems like this person kind of left things up to you to choose on how you wanted to handle the situation or whatever you wanted to do. Okay. So they're coming back. Whenever I come on live, or you could just find one of my videos and you could say, hey, Vesta, just like you said, my person came back and they communicated. Nine of Pentacles. There go the communication right there. The previous one. Now, I also see this as the current one, too. Like I said before, the last communication, y'all had a fight or argument, a debate. You probably broke up with the person, or you stopped talking to them, or you ghosted them, or they ghosted you. You are single right now. You could be dating or talking on the phone or whatever, but you really haven't found anything to take you to bring you out of being single. Okay. Now, for some people who are in a relationship or a marriage right now, you are about to have a conversation with this King of Swords person, and you want to tell them that you want to become single. It's going to be very hard. This is why the Strength card is here. But I feel that it's not going to be as hard as you think, because the Five of Swords is in reverse. Okay. I really feel that this person is going to understand. I really feel that this person also wants. Now, this message is for the people who are in relationships. Okay. I feel that your person will or do want to, they don't want to fight. If you want to become single, if you want to break up, they're going to be okay with it. Now, I'm not saying that they're not going to say anything, but the transition from that is going to be It's going to be done. It's going to be a yes, but it's not going to be a huge of an argument or problem how you feel it's going to be, because your person is going through a lot of pressure also of the Saturn energy. They may not know, okay, because they may not watch readings like you. So they don't really understand what's going on in their life, why they're feeling so pressured, why they're feeling, a sense of problematic. So they're trying to get their own stuff together so they can be like, okay, cool. You don't want to do this no more. All right, whatever. You know, because Saturn is putting the pressure on them too. Okay. Um, this person can be older than you. One of you is older here. So the Seven of Swords. See there, cutting this scythe. Cut, release, liberate. A shocking moment, a surprise, something unexpected. Now I do see somebody also here going through surgery. Please, 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 please. If you are going up under surgery, please have some type, if you maybe know somebody, okay? Um, Saturn retrograde is not a great time to go do any surgery, especially Nine of Pentacles if it's cosmetic. I ain't saying you don't need it. Some of you with the first body here in reverse, you want it for cosmetic reasons. You don't need it. You really don't. You're doing it because of projections. Because you seeing waist taken in, lipo, BBL, nose job, whatever it is. You're being projected images to change who you are. I see it here. I can't change your mind, but Saturn retrograde is not a good time to do surgery. Yes, please, please, please. If you can put it off until Saturn goes direct after November, please do that. Please do that. Okay? Because it's going to be a hard struggle for you to recover here with the Strength card. And it's going to be a hard transition for you to have victory for the outcome of the surgery. It may not turn out, especially Ace of Cups in reverse. You're not going to love the results. I'm telling you. Please. Now, this is also an emergency surgery where somebody may have been or get into some type of accident. It can be minor. And I say that because I have a lot of swords here. I got one, two, three, four. I got four swords. That's cutting. That's the knife. Now, Critica is also Jasti, which is K2. Okay. K2 is in Virgo. Virgo is sixth house. What is sixth house of Virgo? Your health. The rabbits in reverse. Okay. No new beginning, not desiring something. Some of you can still be celibate or will turn down an intimate offer from this person. Um, Having problems about multiplying or cutting off. It can be other people that maybe you are dating. So maybe you're dating or talking to multiple people. But if this is your person, like I said, some people have cut them off. This is another reason why they're coming towards you. Yes. And a sudden decrease. So, like I said, all of a sudden, this person, Seven of Swords, this is why they're looking backwards at you. Okay. They were trying to continue to go forward, trying to seek happiness from other people that they were still dealing with or talking to behind your back. Or maybe some of you, you knew of it. But they're cutting that out. And the reason why they're coming towards you is because they want you to know. Some of you may want to reconcile. I don't know. But It's the pressure again of Saturn for them to cut that lifestyle out, or the way that they project themselves, the way that they are. Also, things about you. You're learning. You're about to start cutting things out if you already haven't. Also, cutting people off can be multiple people, and decreasing the people that you extend your energy to. Some of you are going or moving into being celibate. This is also how you say it, um the purpose of a person being purposeful of taking away a baby in surgery. Let's just say it like that. I see it here. Okay, so you got the heart card in reverse. Be careful about a lack of forgiveness. If it's just arguments and all of that stuff, and nobody physically put their hand on you or injured you, or, you know, did something very detrimental, forgive it and let it go. Okay. This is also a lot of unfinished business. It can be for some of you with Saturn in retrograde. It's a lack of forgiveness, not only for yourself as part of your healing, um, but for whoever this person is. Okay, let me get one more. We're gonna get ready to close this off. But I do see the VP of America here, this Nine of Pentacles, um, going against this King of Swords in some type of debate. And now we got the whip. See that? Arguments, fighting, abusive. Just as soon as I said something about abusive. Tense, painful, anger, repeat again over and over, and kinky intimacy. You know, because of Mercury getting ready to go retrograde, a lot of words, communication is going to be explained and projected toward each other. You're so right. You are so right. Um, and I know I've been on here. I usually be on here about an hour anyway. That's nothing new for people who are new. So, we're about to wrap it up. But with Mercury going retrograde, okay, in the next couple of weeks, August the 4th, it is going to be a lot of information. It's going to be a lot of arguments in this society, in this world. It's going to be a lot of communications that's going to be seen or projected onto us, okay, through social media, through the news. It's going to be a lot of fighting that's about to increase too. I just want to let you know. It's about to be a lot of tense fighting, okay? Especially verbally. And it's going to be a lot of tense and held anger that's going to be shown. So I do see another riot, or a riot that will be coming out. It's not happening right now, but when Mercury goes retrograde, it will be. Can be within the next 30 days, the next 11 to 30 days is going to be some type of upheaval or riot here. hmm Oh, we love you already over here. All right. Bottom of the deck is a female entity here. And then the last card is the problem solver. This is actually what Saturn retrograde wants to do with the unsolved business. Okay. Um, you're going to ask a lot of questions. You're going to want to ask a lot of questions. Who or whatever this is that's coming up in your life, you got questions you won't answer. You're very curious. You're not, it's not hard for you to be adaptive unless you are a person that's a problem for you. But I really highly suggest that you become very adaptive right now. We all, as a collective, in this world right now is going to have to be very more adaptive. Going into entrepreneurship probably will be a lot of something that a lot of people now are trying to go toward. Um, Being more clever is also that Aquarius energy, 11th house, right? Because Saturn don't want you to repeat, okay? Saturn don't want you to repeat the same lesson or issues that you didn't solve before the next go round. So for people who do not know, when Saturn goes direct in November, about the middle of November, and it goes direct back to Aquarius, it won't go back to Aquarius for 50 years. That's how big of a deal, okay, about Saturn being retrograde. Saturn don't go retrograde like that. It don't. So the next time that it do, it'll be 50 more years. So you add 50 years to the age that you are now. So this is very critical for you to adapt. We don't want you, okay, to repeat um, the same lesson or problems that you have been having, especially if you're a person that wants to go toward entrepreneurship, but you never really took the time or the effort to do it. Or if you tried it, it didn't work, and then you just left it alone. Um, Now is the time to be more creative, to be more resourceful. Okay. Um, Turn that anger into passion, and so that you can begin to plant the seed so that you can begin to harvest very soon. I need to see what is this surprise coming for you. Can I indulge real quick, please? Because something is about to be cut out and off so that something new can happen here. Now, it's not going to be immediately, not the big bang, okay, that you're thinking of. That won't be until Saturn goes direct after November. But now is the time that you're getting prepared for it. Okay. Remember I talked about the third eye? Uh-oh. Like I said, coming out of seeing everything with your regular eyes and using your third eye. Some of you are becoming or is very, you overthink stuff. You're too intellectual, okay? When something can be very simple. Because a stagnant third eye or a closed third eye, you wanting to be over intelligent about something when it can just be solved very easily. Eating more fruits or vegetables in the indigo color. Um, Wearing some type of purple or indigo, whether it's socks, eyeshadow, nail polish, sports bra. Guys, if you have like a shirt, something that maybe you can wear around the house if you don't want to wear it out to work. It can be a belt. It can be a handkerchief. It can be a tie. Masculines, okay? Anything or anytime that you incorporate more indigo or purple, you're helping also for this reality to see that you're expressing the opposition of projection onto you. because you're starting to see with your third eye, like I talked about in the beginning. Okay. This is also your person being overthinking this of why they have not came back towards you to really speak on this, to tell the truth, and they need to express this. Okay. But they do know, for a lot of you, that you cut them off already, or they're scared that you're about to cut them off. Trust. See what I mean about a belt? Mm. That is the food card, the number 0. Having a reset. Like I said earlier, some of you got strong Pisces in your chart. Don't have to be a sun sign, and please get out of everything is your sun sign. People do not see you as your sun sign. They see you as your second house. Okay? People see you as your second house, which is perspective, not perception. Your perception is people see you as your sun sign. They do not. People perspective, the mirror, which is how they view you from the outside. So you would need to know what your rising or second house is. Okay. But trust. Trust in your third eye, not your two eyes. Your two eyes is just a perception of this reality. Your third eye will help you to see deeper than that. Yes? How do you say your name? Adaz? I'm so glad you came over here. Okay, see what I was saying about confront, and again, more of the purple robe. Confront. This is not all just about you, right? This is also about somebody. This also can be family. Don't have to be a lover. Don't have to be a marriage. This also could be a job and a da. Okay, a da. Um, but somebody is building up the strength and the courage. Okay, and this person can be very mercurial. They must got a lot of Scorpio and Gemini in their chart. I don't think really as a sun, but probably as a rising or ascendant or moon. Because moon is water. Moon is our feelings and emotions, right? So feelings and emotions is when it comes to love, expression. Air, they can have the Gemini, the Mercurial, like I said, Libra, because you got the King of Swords, then you had the Gemini over there. The Aquarius being the Saturn. They have a lot of those 6 in their chart. You probably also too. But this is about or confronting you, or you confronting them with trusting that they can express themselves without the argument, without the fight, okay? Without the fight, or to have another fight or argument. Let me put it like this. Saturn is about maturity, and now is a time for your person to gain maturity. I don't care how old they are, but they may not be very mature when it comes to love and relationships, expressing their self, trusting their self to have a restart, maybe starting a new relationship with you, maybe even marrying you, okay? Understanding through the third eye that you are their true love, and vice versa. I have a lot of people and moderators on my channel that have been single on purpose, right? Um, And until you really trust a person to have a reset with, you're going to continue to work on yourself and also gain more maturity. But this person, also you see the person in the shadow here? That is kind of like a child confronting childhood issues, problems. Um, and you see how she or he whoever the person may be, is leaping forward, right? Trust that it's okay to leap forward and leave those confronting issues finally behind in the shadow work. But somebody here may not want to do the shadow work. This is why they're kind of being left behind by you. You get me? And until this person can solve this problem, that they have to do this themselves. It's nothing that you can project on them. It's nothing that you can say. It's no more harder that you can love them. People have to do their own projection of their saddle side of their self and trust in their self that they can move forward into something new, a new beginning, a reset. This is why this card here was in reverse. New beginnings in reverse. Okay. Somebody here may not just have the desire to have a new beginning. You do have some people who stay stuck, literally. And if you're not the type of person to want to stay stuck too, it's not going to work. This is why a person, Seven of Swords, keep returning back the situations and people that they trust is going to be on the same level of despair, cheating, fighting, arguments, anger, third party situations, um, somebody who don't know how to adapt, right? They always stay stuck in the same things. And this is what your person can be keep going back to. But Source is trying to make this person, and Saturn retrograde is trying to make this person to have a new start and new beginning. So this is what they're struggling about. Adasi and all that, right? All right, bottom of the deck is control issues or control in reverse. Somebody here got Aries in their chart. Coming together, Two of Cups, and strengthening the bond in reverse. This is red because of the root chakra. Again, if you don't know about root chakra, you can check my playlist. Um, but root chakra is this here: arguments, abuse, tense, pain, fighting, anger, repeating. Also can be kinky or very aggravated type of intimate acts, okay, that some people like to be in, not lovingly, but very hurtfulness. The root chakra also is victim or victimization. People may feel a lot of times that you are victimizing them because you don't want to be with them, you don't fight, you don't argue with them, you don't want to be angry, you don't want to be none of that because you don't sit or stay in the red or root chakra. A lot of you operate from the yellow, the solar plexus, or the green, the heart chakra. You're learning more on how to be in your third eye, the indigo, right? Seeing people religious or spiritually rather than their physical. This is what a lot of you are ascending up, a higher learning, right? But your person is struggling with that. They're also struggling to stop trying to be controlling, also trying to get control of their own life, which is why they're having a hard issue of strengthening the bond. They know that you are the person. They do. They're having trust issues that's projected on you, where you're having trust issues because they got trust issues. But a lot of you, depending on your sign here, um, you'll move on because you're already in a higher ascension. Okay. But something is telling you, though, to confront this one more time. I do see that some of you don't want to confront this, but you're going to have to. You're going to have or allow one more conversation here between now and Mercury retrograde and the end of November before Saturn goes direct. Now, lastly, for some of you that are waiting on information to help to change your life, or waiting on information, this can be anything. Um, a past relationship 7, 8, 10 years ago, that ended bad, or y'all didn't come together. Forgiveness from an old divorce. Okay. Um, Childhood trauma that a lot of us leave in the dark, but it affects our love relationships in the present moment. With the King of Swords here, some of you may want to seek help, to talk to somebody, a mediator, a counselor, um, psychologist, psychiatrist. It just depends on what you're looking for. Also, can be natural healing, Reiki, whatever the case may be for you. Okay. But it's something here that you still need to confront, and trust that once you do confront this, that you're going to be able to finally put it behind you and move on. Because for some of you, this is why these love relationships are not sticking. Now, just remember, everybody is not meant to be in a love relationship. We are for procreation reasons, um, because that's how Source made it. Source made us for procreation. Empathy. This is what I was trying to get out, which was about empathy. You see more of the indigo color here. You're open to seeing both sides of a situation. What did I talk about 40 something minutes ago in the beginning? A sense of perception and perspective, right? Also, having a sense of empathy, which you will have if the third eye is being properly maintained. Okay, because with your two regular eyes, you don't want to have empathy. You want to fight, you want to argue, you don't want to hear it, you want to have a sense of adversity. um you don't want to get down or solve the problem with the person. But when you have empathy, or allow yourself to be open and have empathy, you allow other people to um, speak their words, right? And to say what they have to say. They don't mean that you have to give in to it, but sometimes you just feel sorry for somebody because they do not know. Guilt and doubt in reverse. So, and what did I talk about earlier? I used the word beliefs, right? So, begin to release any belief that you have no longer assisted in your soul growth. Like I just said, some of you don't feel guilty. Be more of an empathic, okay? Because some of you are just outgrowing your situations in life. And Saturn is showing that to you even more now with this unfinished business, causing you to I understand what you're saying. A does. A day. A day. I have to remember that. But instead of having guilt, just have more empathy. Okay. So I'm not going to hold y'all any longer. And don't doubt yourself. Okay. And don't necessarily doubt the other person. Now, let me just say this before I go. If you know you're dealing with a thug, okay, and this person don't know nothing about nothing, you know that they're never going to change. They're abusive. They like to argue. They like to sit around drunk all the time. They don't have no sense of ambition. They just stay in the street and they just doing the most. Then yes, you understand now as maturity that it's time for you to move on. Because everybody is not the same. You have some people that will want to change, okay, that will listen to their empathic side, to come out of this guilt, to work on their shadow side, to have trust that they can have a reset, to be a reset, to have the courage to leave people, a state, a country, and other stuff alone, and to have a new start with you, or even a new start with their self, about their self. But then you know some people who just for the streets. And I want to say that so that you can be realistic, okay, about who and what you're dealing with in order to still allow this conversation or conversation to happen when this person does come back to you or try to reach out to you. Now, some of you, you may be the one to reach out to get clarity and understanding. That's fine, okay, before you make your decision to finally move on. Don't argue, don't fight, don't display anger and resentment. Don't allow anybody to guilt shame you, and don't guilt shame nobody else. Go in with a very clear conscience, okay? Don't be doubtful of a person right offhand, but let them communicate maturely, okay? Let them show you some maturity. If they're not showing you a level of maturity, then you already know what to do. And I also said this before. Let your body, first house, tell you, I'm getting tired, y'all. Let your body tell you how you should react. If this person comes around you and your body is tense and you're feeling very erratic, you're feeling like you're ready to go, and you're not happy and you're not smiling, then that tells you everything. Okay? But if you get around this person and you're feeling very happy within, you're actually laughing and you're smiling, you're actually having a real mature conversation, this person is really getting very in depth with you, and your body is not tense, then that tells you something else. Your body will give you the first reaction to your answer. And I'm only saying that because a lot of you got the third eye card here in reverse. Your body's going to tell you, right? If your body start to go in fright and flight mode, and you're feeling very uncomfortable, and you just ready to go, you don't want to be around this person, you have matured and your spirituality has ascended from this person. But if you're relaxed, if you're okay, if you're able to sit around in this person's energy, you're feeling okay, then allow a conversation or something like that to happen. Okay. And I'm not talking about lust and intimate urges and stuff like that. All right. So I will be back to give y'all another reading. Um, my moderators is going to remind me to do a straight masculine energy because we need to do that. Um, Venus is in Cancer right now, so that has a lot to do with this. We're going to do that reading. Um, Jupiter and Mars is in the same house as Taurus. Again, Vedic sidereal. So if you don't even know you're a Taurus and you got Jupiter and Mars in the same house, you don't even really know all what's going on, right? So again, go to my about section, pull you up a chart for cosmic insight, find out what you are in Vedic. It's free. I'm not affiliated, but that's the one that I trust when using the apps. If you live in the United States, put it on the south. You're going to see north, south, east, west. Put it on south, and you will see, okay, what you are as rising, ascendant, and moon, and all of that. And you'll be surprised on how many planets are in certain houses in your chart. And that will also start to explain. Now, I know it's going to be very hard for a lot of you to interpret the chart, um, but you can always screenshot it, um, email it to me, and just book an interpretation reading. But when you got the app though, and you play around with it, it's gonna break down and tell you everything, okay, of Mars in your second house or Mars in your fifth. It's gonna tell you as you just click around the apps. Now it can be a lot of in-app purchases, but you don't really need all of that starting out, because as you play around with it and continue to reading is knowledge, right? You're going to see, and it's going to explain a lot of things that you didn't really know about yourself. You did, but society was keeping that from you. So now that you're being more informed, this also will help to open your third eye. Okay. All right. Thank you, Reese, for moderating, and thank you so much, a day, for coming into the channel. I hope you subscribed and you come back. Make sure the bell is notified because I always go live. Okay. So it needs to come up in your feed that I'm on live. Thank y'all so much, and I'll see you in the next one.